Okay, so we're halfway done with this project, and if you look, this lines up pretty good. You can see a few little places that you can see through, which is not a big deal because this hasn't been blended yet, okay? And so the inside's blended pretty well. The outside still has some things that you can do. You can use just this popsicle stick like we have been. And really the biggest thing is making an X shape when you blend, that you're going from one corner to the opposite corner, okay? It makes it where you don't get caught on these like bumps and make them worse, okay? So either going from the bottom to the top, top to the bottom, somehow you're going at an angle, okay? And you're gonna have to push a lot more and a lot more times than you think you're going to have to do. Lots of times people think they should just be able to smooth over this and it disappears. Okay, I need everybody eyes all the way up here. Go ahead and turn and let's look. So I'm going to do just a section of this. If you notice, the pot is sitting on the table. I'm not holding this up to let it like hang. Sometimes people will do that where they like hold it and then it misshapens because it doesn't have anywhere to go. It just kind of drapes down. So we're going to continue. Support the inside. My fingers are right across from this on the other side. And I'm just going to smooth, and this works. I like to get some of this little stuff smoothed out. Okay, and you can do this all with just that little popsicle stick. Okay, now what you could use is, and if you want to, you can try, this is smoothing like a small section. What you can use is you can use a wooden rib, and these are used to blend like large sections, okay? It's just a bigger tool, and so you can use this the same way. You would still do like the X's like we talked about, or smoothing or blending diagonally, but this can also help. Get rid of any of those lines that you see, okay? I feel like the top one is the hardest to do because there's nothing keeping that top coil from moving, okay? So sometimes you have to ignore that, just look at the base of this. And then you also have to keep in mind that once you take a sponge and smooth over this, look how different that section looks compared to over here, okay? Now you're still going to add a few marks because you still need to put this like upright, and you need to check the shape of this, okay? And if you look, I still have a little section here, and it's maybe, it needs to be on the bottom here. I have a section that's not touching, okay? And quite a big section that's not touching. And so really what this tells me, since a lot of this doesn't touch, is it's really just the top of this that's messing things up, okay? This part's just too far out. And so really what needs to happen is the top of this needs to lean in, and you can't necessarily like bend the wall just in. It's almost like you have to compress the wall together to make the wall thicker. And when it's thicker, it's going to bend itself in, but you can't just like push it in all the time because then it just like rolls it over, okay? So I'm just going to go through and kind of push the wall together and just do this a little bit all the way around. And then put my piece back up and see where I'm at. And it's maybe a little bit better. Let me go back to the side that I smoothed. Okay, but I still don't have enough. And so I'm going to do the same thing and kind of press that top part. And if you have problems with this, then you make sure you say something so then I can come and help, because once you keep going, it becomes harder and harder to fix anything. Like, you can't fix the whole pot when you're done if it doesn't match up. You need to go, you know, little by little. Okay, so if I look at that, that's getting better, right? Like, this is the section that I have where I have a larger section at the top that touches. It might just be a little bit just right in the center that I can kind of push, but this by no means is off a lot. Like, even just that little bit, look at that. Like, that is perfect. Okay, you are going to add some more like little things that you'll have to blend out. But it's worth putting that piece on there and just making sure that it keeps that form. Okay, it's pretty awesome when you have something that is completely symmetrical. Okay, really fun to see that when you're done. So just continue to blend, do the X's back and forth. You can use a small tool to begin with to get the, you know, majority of it, and then you can use a larger tool like this wooden rib to help blend a larger section. Okay, so that's where we're going to head next.